The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios.
Hi, this is Mia Mosinzia, also known as Mia No Time for Love. Check out my latest book, Missing, available in print and ebook formats on Amazon.
It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios and sponsored by international award-winning author Mia Mosinzia of Missing. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on over 40 podcast platforms, as well as hamiltonradio.net, Diamonds FM, and themikewagnershow.com. We can be heard in over 100 countries, featuring over 1,000 well-known and amazing guests throughout the globe. And named one of the top 100 global podcasts in the New York Weekly Times, Hollywood Entertainment News, Los Angeles Weekly Times, Apple, and Chartable. So sit back and relax and enjoy another great episode of the award-winning Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Mosinzia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Mosinzia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is illusion and those you love will be the first go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Mosinzia has garnered great reviews and even loved and endorsed by Howard celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Ford Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today for Goes Missing by Mia Mosinzia, available on Amazon. Also, check out the Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com on over 40 podcast platforms, heard in 100 countries, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also, Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, Apple Music, also on hamiltonradio.net, Diamonds FM, Oldies Radio, and a few networks coming soon. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok today. And for great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com and check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. T-shirts, pop sockets, throw pillows, tote bags, hoodies, baseball gear. Makes great gifts 24/7. Go to Amazon.com and check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com/Mia Mosinzia for great books like Missing, Once, and Wrinkles. Also T-shirts, pop sockets, hoodies, phone cases, and more. Amazon.com/Mia Mosinzia. Check it out today. I'll support the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM, PayPal, themikewagnershow.com. Make sure you give generously today. We're here with a terrific gentleman who's a singer, songwriter, and a leader based in Australia from the UK, which is called Edit the Empire. He started as a concept for a band while working in holiday at a farm as part of his visa assignment. He also formed the band in 2016 with a meeting of friends at Cherry Pub in Melbourne, and he's got some her group's got releases with their EP, Ray of Light, also featuring The Fall. And they got a song that's current out right now, which is a re-release. It's called Thhiscityselectric. And this guy's electric too as well. So live, ladies and gentlemen, from the Plus Studios, somewhere in the beautiful land of Down Under, the multi-talented singer, songwriter, and leader of Edit the Empire. Ladies and gentlemen, the multi-talented Patclark. Pat, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Hi, good morning, Mike. Thank you so much for having me on your show, mate. It's brilliant. Yeah. How are you?
Well, I'm doing great, and thanks for being on board as well, too. You've got a terrific story to tell. I'm looking forward to it. You're a singer, songwriter, and you're leader of Edit the Empire. You're based in Australia. You came from the UK. You started as a concept for a band while you're working on a holiday on a farm on a visa on assignment. And you also formed in 2016 with some friends with a meeting at a cherry bar in Melbourne, and you have an EP called Ray of Light. You also have The Fall, and you're also re-releasing a single, which is, I guess you could say, new, Thhiscityselectric, and we're electric about it. And before we talk about that, Pat, tell us how you first got started.
Yeah, well, I mainly first got started in music, and really when I was about 13, 14. I was just I had the pleasure of going on holiday to Australia back in 2000 when I was young and stuff. And a friend kindly lent me an album of Nirvana. It was a live album from the Muddy Banks of the Wishkah. And I remember just listening to that album, and it just completely changed my life. I just, as soon as I heard it, I just, the eeriness of the guitars, the power of Kurt's voice and stuff, just blew me away. And I just, when I made it a vow that when I get back to England, I would start playing guitar and getting into music and stuff. And so I got back to England and then picked up the guitar, also from friends and stuff, and also from a teacher that we had, a tutor. And I was just able to get into music, pick up guitar, pick up bass, and played in and out of a few projects in my teens and also in my 20s, but they never really took off. It was sort of different things like punk bands and reggae bands and stuff. But there was quite a good scene in my hometown in Exeter, where I was from, because bands like Coldplay and Muse had graced the stage at the local cabin and stuff. And there was generally a good vibe of music in the local area. But I didn't really find that I never really found a project that was really sort of grip me sort of thing until I was about 25. And then eventually I started a project called Metronica, and it was a dance rock group. So we blended electronic dance music with rock music. And
Metronica, interesting.
Yeah, I don't think I've mentioned that on, and that was quite good because we got to blend different styles, and it was quite an experimental time in my life with music and stuff. And I was just able to play at the local cabin and play at one of the local nightclubs and a few other shows. And that was a great turning point for me as a musician, because I was actually playing in front of people. And, the first show we played in front of about 200 people. It was quite a epic first gig.
That's very impressive. I've talked to people who've played their first ever, maybe to get 3, 5, and maybe at the most 10 people, but 200, that's pretty amazing for a first time ever.
It wasn't so much for my own sort of fan base. It was mainly because the singer we had was from a popular punk band before that, so he knew loads of people in the city. He had loads of fans and stuff. But but the band, unfortunately, I couldn't quite commit to it in the end, because I was studying at West London University in London. It's a music college. It's also called the London College of Music. And as I was committing to that and also doing the band, it was just, I had to pick one or the other. And unfortunately, I just felt it was best to maybe just stick to the studies. So I did some studies, and then sort of finished up at uni kind of thing. And then I was a bit sort of lost. I didn't really know which direction to go in, what to do with music, or where to take my career or whatever. And so my family, actually, they were moving out to New Zealand, and they offered, did you want to come out just for a year, just to clear your head and just take some space and stuff? And so I just came out to New Zealand, and it was just amazing. Like, New Zealand's a beautiful country. It's really got, pristine beaches, lovely forests, and it's just it's absolutely phenomenal. Like, if you love nature, it's just really good. And while I was there, I purchased an acoustic guitar from the local music shop in the harbour town where my mother lived, and sort of gradually got back into music and songwriting again. That's when I started writing a lot of the songs for Edit the Empire. Excuse me, Edit the Empire. And it was just from there that I was able to sort of, because I was in such a sort of clear headspace time, I was able to really sort of create and stuff, and really flesh out some ideas and things, and also take some of the ideas that I had from the past while I was in London and in Exeter and stuff. And from there, I was sort of working different jobs and just songwriting, but unfortunately my visa ran out in New Zealand. So I had to make a choice. Was I going to go to England, go back to England and try it all over again? Or one of my friends who was working with me actually had just come over from Melbourne, and he was just telling me how great Melbourne is and how the live music scene's good and everything. And I just started doing a bit of research, and I just actually found out that Melbourne was actually, at the time, it was the live music capital of the world. There was actually a big reputation there for live music and things, which I thought was a no-brainer. So I just thought, right, I might as well go along to Australia. So I got a working holiday and went over to Melbourne. And yeah, as you mentioned with the farm work, so when I got to Australia, I actually had to do 88 days farm work, which is
wow.
Yeah, it's something that you just have to do when you're from, well, you used to have to do when you're from the UK, and if you wanted to extend your visa. And so I went up to Mildura, which is like a country town just north of on the northern border of Victoria, and yeah, just did some fruit picking, and it was very nice, really. Like, you know, sunsets and nice vineyards and stuff. It was very, very pleasant. Yeah, I mean, there was a few like things I was a bit concerned about with the snakes and the spiders, but we didn't really see anything, you know, really. It wasn't, I saw a few spiders, but that was about it. And yeah, from there, I was able to also write some more songs as well, just while in the hostel with all the other backpackers and that, and played a few songs to the backpackers, and they quite liked it. You know, it's quite a nice environment. But unfortunately, the work then dried up, and then I had to move on to another farm, which was dairy farming, and that was a bit more. That was certainly a bit of an experience. You know, the shepherding cattle and stuff. It was all quite interesting, but it was all an experience. And again, I was able to work on more music as well while on that farm, and it really just drove me to get back to the city and start this dream of doing a band. Because I think when you're sort of stuck in a rural area and you're from, and I mean, really, I'm a city boy. Really, I'm from, you know, a small city in England, and I'd lived in London and stuff. So I was quite keen to just get back to, I mean, I do love rural areas, but I was just quite keen to get back to the city and just really get the band started. So I then, then I'd finished my 88 days, and I was rushing back to Melbourne, and it was just from there I was able to sort of start to hang out at the local Cherry Bar, which is like a rock bar in Melbourne. It's quite well known with a lot of celebrities. When, you know, the big rock stars, when they play their shows at the big stadiums, they tend to have their after parties and things at the Cherry Bar. I think the likes of Joey Jordison from Slipknot was there, and once, and also Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine has sort of hung out there and stuff. Is pretty cool. I mean, I didn't really see too many celebrities when I was there, but it was still great to be in that environment and just be around other musicians. And I was able to start catching some music there, different genres that they have that are quite popular here, sort of like psychedelic rock and blues rock, and taking the different genres and the influence and stuff, which was quite cool. And then started hanging out with a couple of friends, Carl and Paul, and we just started jamming in Carl's garage on a few old amps and electric drum kit and stuff. And it was just from there that I was able to actually make it into a bit more of a reality, the dream, you know, actually, okay, we can actually start to find members. And we started attending some open mic nights, and also put up a few ads on the internet. And we found Mike, our bassist, at open mic. He was just finishing up on the night, actually. He was playing on the stage, and then his singer abruptly walked off stage, and he was just left there playing bass on the stage. So I came up, and so I just came up and spoke to him and just said, would you quite like to play in our group? And he accepted. So he came along, and we had a jam in the garage, and Sam, our lead guitarist, joined as well eventually. And that was just from an advert he'd seen online with the demos that I'd showcased and stuff. And he came and joined as well. And then the Edit the Empire was actually born then, and we were ready to start, preparing for shows, rehearsing and things. And I think we played our first show in February 2016 at the Old Bar. There wasn't quite as good a turnout as the Metronica gig, but it was still pretty good, you know, for a first show. And from there we then went on and created our self-titled EP, we were trying to aim for a sort of Arctic Monkeys, Queens of the Stone Age style, quite heavy rock EP. And from there, we were just able to just promote it and take some hard copies, send it around to radio stations and things. It was quite, people did quite like it locally, but it didn't have quite the success we wanted. So unfortunately, Carl and Mike, as they needed to pursue other things, they left the band, and we then had to recruit 2 other people. So we recruited Dave and Felix on drums and bass, and they were able to come on board, and we picked up rehearsing pretty quickly, and they gelled really well and stuff. And we were then able to just do some rehearsals at the local Bakehouse rehearsal studios, and went through. During that time, I was also, because I was on a student visa at the time, and there was a restriction on your hours, so I could only work 20 hours a week, which was a bit difficult. So I was just sort of going through that time. It was a bit hard. I was like with lack and like not much money, and was also just suffering a bit from mental health issues. And so I was writing a lot of songs about sort of overcoming and finding hope and finding faith in trials and stuff like that. So that got infused into a lot of our music, and that's where we had songs like Ray of Light, and also even Thisscityselectric is a song about hope of a better city, which I think a lot of people would like to have. But and then from there we were able to start performing at the local venues and stuff, and yeah, it was really good. People are just gradually coming to our shows and things, and the Ray of Light had a bit of traction online and stuff. People quite liked it, and we managed to get Thisscityselectric in Happy Mag, which is a local magazine in Australia, and that was quite good just to get some exposure and things from the media as well, which was good. But unfortunately, we released Thisscityselectric at the end of 2019, and of course COVID then impacted Melbourne, and it impacted Melbourne so severely that it just with the heavy lockdowns and things, and everyone was just focused on that. We just thought, it didn't really get a good release, and so we just thought we'll re-release it now. We're now sort of, there's a bit of a sense of rebuild at the moment in Melbourne, in the city. So
okay, that sounds rather interesting too. And how'd you first come up with the name Edit the Empire and the story behind that, or how'd you come up with the title?
Yeah, well, I mean, I was trying to find a band name for quite a long time. It's always quite funny trying to come up with a name. Some people will find your name funny, other people will find it really cool. But we actually came up with Edit the Empire because I thought that because it expresses what an artist kind of wants to do. All artists want to change their environment. They will want to have an impact. They will want to technically edit their environment or their empire. Or
the direction.
Yeah, the direction. I think every artist derives to do that in a positive way, and it just felt like it was just quite a impactful name, and had quite a lot of people quite liked it when we mentioned it. So we stuck with that, and so far it's been it's gelled. Yeah. So
it made me think of a movie as well too. So when I think about it, I've heard some strange things too, like Toad the Wet Sprocket came from a Monty Python an episode of Monty Python, AC/DC, got it from a vacuum cleaner. I've heard all kinds of stories, but yours is a really good one too. I like that. So we'll talk more about your release, Ray of Light, The Fall, and Thisscityselectric, and more in your career. But first, listen to The Mike Wagner Show, themikewagnershow.com, powered by SonicWeb Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. SonicWeb Studios is the answer. SonicWeb Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Zia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is illusion and those you love will be the first go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Zia has garnered great reviews, and Eve 11 enjoys by Howard celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Boris Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today for Girls Missing by Mia Zia, available on Amazon. Also, check out The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, or over 40 podcast platforms heard in 100 countries, including hamiltonradio.net, Diamonds FM, Oldies Radio, and a few others coming soon. Take us with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to The Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Follow The Mike Wagner Show on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok today. For great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com and check out The Mike Wagner Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com/Mia for great books, merchandise, and more. Also, check out The Mike Wagner Show. Support us on Anchor FM, PayPal, themikewagnershow.com. Make sure you do so today. We're here with singer, songwriter, and leader of Edit the Empire, Patclark, here on The Mike Wagner Show. And you talked about how you went from the UK to Australia, back to the UK, New Zealand, and Australia, and more, too. And you talk about some of the influences as well, too. Who are some of the other favorite singers, songwriters, and musicians growing up, besides the ones you mentioned?
I had a quite interesting upbringing because Mum used to work for back in the 70s. She used to work for Trojan Records, which is a reggae record company. It had the likes of Desmond Decker and Lee Scratch Perry and things. So I grew up with, and also they did try to sign Bob Marley, but Ireland signed Bob Marley. But she still played a lot of Bob Marley as well. So there was a kind of reggae influence in my life as well growing up. And then from my dad's side, there was more sort of like 70s rock, like Fleetwood Mac and Black Sabbath and Dire Straits and things like that. And so I was exposed to that sort of music at quite a young age, so that was quite cool, being able to listen to it and just sort of hear the different sounds and stuff. But I guess growing up, from my own perspective, it would have been more bands like Queens of the Stone Age and Arctic Monkeys as well, which is a British band, which had a great influence on me, because they had, especially their early stuff, because it was very much connected to sort of being in your young 20s and growing up, and it just came out just when I was in my 20s. So I was very much sort of able to sort of connect with that style of music. And I've also been quite into some of the Australian rock music as well, like Tame Impala and Holy Holy and bands like that. And also they have this radio station here called Triple J, which plays a lot of local talent, which is quite cool. Nice. Just listening to a lot of the local indie rock and alternative rock and stuff. So that's quite good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you also talked more about Ray of Light as well, being the EP, and maybe just a few more songs about to discuss as well. And if you have some other works to talk about, feel free to do so. All
right. Thank you. Yeah. Ray of Light sort of was a song that I tried to write about just sort of overcoming difficulties, overcoming sort of when you're in a time when you're finding it quite hard and stuff, and just knowing that there's a ray of light, there's a hope in the future, sort of thing. And I just wanted to convey that in a song so that people, if they're going through that, they'd be able to listen to it, and hopefully it would give them a bit of edification, sort of thing. And that single we released at the start of 2019, and played quite a few shows to promote it and things, and people quite liked it and stuff. But it derived a lot of the influence for that song was from the band Boston, More Than the Feeling. I was just
that's right. That's a classic. Yeah. I love it. Yes,
it's such a good song. Yeah, I was just listening to that song so much at that time while I was at work and stuff. They were playing a lot of the the classic rock and stuff, and I just I remember listening to it and just thinking, this is such a quality song. I mean, I wish I could sing quite like the lead singer on it, because it goes quite high on it. But
Yeah, Tom Schultz, he likes to spend like hours in a recording studio trying to get the perfect pitch, timbre, and everything else. It's like, you try to work perfection. He takes to a high level. That's why he's successful, and so is Boston.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And also too that with Thisscityselectric, you released it a couple of times as well, and the real release that's out too. So, what exactly inspired you to release it like the third time or so, or like especially the second time, and maybe for a fourth or so?
Yeah, I think it inspired me because we really wanted to, because we've released it sort of around just before COVID and stuff. It just didn't seem appropriate because the city in Melbourne was going through quite a difficult time, and then we just feel like there's a bit of a rebuild at the moment, so it feels like it's a good time to maybe re-release the single. And the single is influenced by just well, it originally was influenced by me going from the farm work to Melbourne and coming to a new city and seeing all the the buzz of the city, the buzz of Melbourne, the kind of the whole sort of environment, and how it did feel quite electric when I first got there. Just the nice city and stuff. And then I just realized that we just wanted to release the song, and we're just hoping that people will be able to enjoy themselves more listening to it, and be able to, there's more people going to parties, and also people out on nights out will be able to listen to it, and we're just hoping people can connect with it more. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. And where can we find all your music at, including Thisscityselectric, Rayoflight, Thefall, and more? Where can we find all your music at?
You can find it all at Spotify or Amazon Music or iTunes, and also on YouTube as well. We have all the EPs and singles and stuff on YouTube as well. And also there's a music video for The Fall on YouTube as well, which we shot in 2017.
Okay. We'll certainly check those out. What's coming up for patclark with Edit the Empire? I'll find out just 1 minute. You listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by SonicWeb Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Also brought to you by official sponsor of The Mike Wagner Show, international war-ring author Mia Molson Missing, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. We'll be back with Patclark of Edit the Empire after this time out.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by SonicWeb Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention The Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey everybody, my name is Forbes Riley, and I'm an American actress and a TV host. And I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People based on a real life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. It talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mian Moshe Zia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamotionsea.com. Missing, available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Hey, this is Ray Powers, and boy, are you in luck. Right place, right time. Tuned in to The Mike Wagner Show. You heard me.
We're back with Patclark with Edit the Empire here on the Mike Wagner Show, singer-songwriter, leader based in Australia from the UK. And what can we expect from you in 2022 and beyond, Pat?
Yeah, well, we're really just at the moment, we're just looking to write some new material for a new album at the moment. And we've just been experimenting with different sounds and different genres. So we're looking to try and get a new album out later this year. And we're also looking to do some, it would be quite good to do an East Coast tour of Australia. So to go up to Sydney, Brisbane, and just experience more of the Australian live music scene, especially checking out Brisbane and Sydney, and also Byron Bay, which is kind of like one of the party capitals where there's a lot of travelers and stuff tend to go there. So it'd be great to play some music there and see how it goes, you know.
Nice. That sounds very interesting. I think that put on my bucket list to come to Byron Bay. I think that's a really good one. I like that. So.
Yeah.
And who do you consider biggest influence in your career?
I definitely would say Nirvana, yeah, hands down. Yeah, Kurt Cobain definitely just completely changed my life as a musician. Like, I was listening to like pop music and R&B and I was more sort of wasn't even thinking about playing a instrument or anything. But then when I listened to Nirvana's live album and also to Nevermind and stuff, it just completely changed my perspective, and it just drew me to wanting to play guitar and just and also has had an influence on the way that I structure my songs and put the songs together, you know, having the loud choruses and the quiet verses, and similar to Nirvana, you know. Yeah, it's they've certainly had a massive influence, and even Foo Fighters as well, you know, Dave Grohl's band as well, they've had a massive influence, just that Northwest American sound, you know, it's really good.
Yes, it does, and certainly amazing as well too, how it all comes together. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
Yeah, just keep trying at the dream, you know, keep going for it, and I'd say like the best thing to do is to practice and practice and practice as much as you can. You know, it does when you have a show, don't leave it to the last minute. Like, just keep practicing. It'll always pay off, and you'll always do better on that show if you rehearse more for it. And also, you know, if you have that hope and that faith inside of yourself to get to a certain goal, just don't give up. Just keep going with it. Keep stepping forwards and try different opportunities. Just see what will land for you. You know, what will come about.
That's really interesting advice. I seem to like that. Once again, with patclark with Ed the Empire here on the Mike Wagner Show with thhiscityselectric, The Fall, and Ray of Light. And Pat, very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Make sure you keep us up to date. Keep in touch. Glad to have you back. We wish you all best. And once again, what's your upcoming? Tell us about your upcoming projects. What's your website? How do people contact? Where can people purchase or check out your works at?
Yeah, so you can purchase our music on iTunes and also on Amazon Music as well, and also on Bandcamp. We're hoping to play some more local shows in Melbourne soon. So if anyone wants to come and check us out, we'll probably be at the local Cherry Bar or at Workers Club or something. But you can check out our Facebook, Edit the Empire, to see if there's any local shows coming up near you. So.
Okay, we'll certainly do that. Once again, Pat, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely amazing. Looking forward to having you again soon. Make sure you keep us up to date. Keep in touch. Glad to have you back. We wish you all best. You definitely have a great future ahead of you.
All right. Thank you so much, Mike. Thanks, mate. Thank you.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention The Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey everybody, my name is Forbes Riley, and I'm an American actress and a TV host. And I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People based on a real life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. You know, it talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mian Moshe Zia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamoshenzea.com. Missing, available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to The Mike Wagner Show. Brought to you by international award-winning author Mia Mohsen-Zia of Missing, and powered by Sonic Web Studios. Be sure to join us again on over 40 podcast platforms, and of course on the mikewagnershow.com, hamiltonradio.net, and Diamonds FM. Don't forget to support our program with a generous donation at themikewagnershow.com. Thanks for listening.